evening and welcome to Marbella Plus this Thursday evening. My guest this evening, was born in 1961 in Santiago, Chile. He's born the same year as I am, afraid. He's brushing up better than I am. It's Pancho Campo.
How are you, John?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, being born in Chile, you must have seen some turmoil, I guess.
Yes, I did. My father was a doctor, and he had to participate, taking care of patients during the coup d'etat. That was 1977. And we lived very close to the house of Allende. So I saw the planes, right above my house, and I heard the boom, boom, boom. So it was quite a...
This coup d'etat was a US-backed coup d'etat against Pinochet, no?
That's what they say, yeah.
That's what I read. To bring in Allende in, of course.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
So, but you didn't really have too much trouble with that at all?
No, because, I was only 13 or 14 years old, so...
I mean, if that happened in Wales when I was 13 or 14, it would have made a great impact on my life, I have to say.
Well, it's a memory that's still fresh there. I still remember those fighter jets, flying over my house, and then going to the presidential palace, with my friends to pick up bullets from the walls.
As souvenirs.
As souvenirs, yeah. But it was quite scary because my father had to go out at night, and there was, during the first 2 or 3 weeks, you could not go out on the street after 6 o'clock in the afternoon. And he would have to go and take care of patients in the middle of the night, and you could hear, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, the guns going off, and you thought, okay, my dad is out there, he could get hit.
Yeah. So these things as a child must make a great an impact on how you turn out as an adult, I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's part of the conference that we're going to talk on. We will talk at the end of the Be Inspired.
There by the grace of God go I. Now, something else I was reading up about you on the internet today, and I didn't realize that there was a war over Patagonia between Chile and Argentina,
or 66,
where my fellow Welsh people, there's a lot of Welsh people live in Patagonia.
Well, I was too young, in those days. I was 4 or 5 years old. I think it was between 67, 66 and 1969, between Chile and Argentina over the Patagonia. But that's as much as I know, and as much as I remember.
So tell me, when did you leave Chile? Because your English is fantastic.
I went to an American school when I was very little. Then I moved to a British school in Santiago. And then when we moved to Spain, I finished my high school in a Spanish school. But then I've worked in America. I'm married to an American lady. Half of my family are Americans. My kids are American. So, and I've worked, in tennis, for example, as a tennis coach. The official language of tennis is English. And then when I move into event management, the official world of entertainment is English as well. So, I think most of the time I'm thinking in English, and when I have to do a speech, I feel much more confident addressing the audience in English than Spanish.
You dream in English or Spanish?
I don't remember my dreams. That's the problem.
No,
I wish I could.
I'm the same. It's normally because I've had 1 too many glasses of Ribera del Duero, but we'll get to that later. 92, you were captain of the Chilean
national team, ladies team in the Olympics of Barcelona, and that's still, I think that's my most memorable memory professionally.
You did the walk.
I did the walk right behind the flag, and that was very emotional. And it took me a while to realize, what an accolade that was, And
that's big stuff.
Every 4 years, I get reminded. Now I get invited to go to schools and make a speech about, what being an Olympic means and what it's all about. And I'm very proud of that moment.
Because you are a tennis pro.
I was a tennis pro. I was a terrible tennis player, and I played the qualifying.
I don't remember seeing you at Wimbledon. So
No. I just played the qualifying and the same in French Open. But then, when I finished medical school, I went back to the tour as a coach, and that I was quite successful there because I made a living out of tennis for 20 years.
Okay.
I worked for the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy in Florida, and in those days it was amazing because we had Monica Seles, Andrew Agassi, Jim Courier, Pete Sampras, David Wheaton. They're all students. They were all 17. Monica Seles was 14.
All top names.
All top players, but they were just about to break up into the tour, and it was a great learning curve. Then I was the Davis Cup captain of the Qatar national team.
Okay.
Although it's
with
second
with Al-Thani.
With the Al-Thani family, I was the coach and the tutor, sports tutor of Sheikh Tamim, who today is the Emir. And in actual fact, next week I'm going to see Barcelona playing Paris Saint-Germain. Paris Saint-Germain is owned by Sheikh Tamim, the Emir, and the president of the club is also the president of the Tennis Federation, and he was my #1 tennis player when I was the captain. So yeah, I've been around.
You've been around the court. Now tell me, promotions. We've got Floyd, my favorite. Floyd, Sting.
What happened was when I stopped traveling the tour, I opened my own sports management and marketing company, and we started organizing tennis exhibitions with Andre Agassi, Ed Berg, Emilio Sanchez Vicario, Pat Cash, and then eventually we moved into other sports, beach soccer, indoor motocross, and one day Pepsi, who was one of my main sponsors, asked me, how would you like to do a concert with Enrique Iglesias? When Enrique had the #1 in the charts together with Whitney Houston. I said, listen, I've never done it, but if you back me up financially, let's give it a try. And it was such an amazing experience, and the response was brilliant, that then we ended up doing Sting, Pink Floyd, Jamiroquai, Tom Jones. And lately this summer we did, with a partner of mine, HC Live, we did Joaquin Cortez, 2 nights in Puente Romano.
That was a brave shout. 2 nights. I've never seen anybody do 2 nights at Puente Romano. But
well, you know what? I did the same thing in Dubai. I did 2 nights with the Sting, and that was a big risk, and it worked. So
it worked with Joaquin Cortez.
It worked. I can say that he made money. We made money. It was a good event, and happy to.
When I saw that 2 nights, I'm like, oh.
Well, you have to be in the business. You've got to be in
it to win it, Pancho. You've got to be in it to win it, to be fair.
But I must say that a very rewarding experience was working with people like Kofi Annan or Vice President Al Gore. I've worked with him in several occasions. In actual fact, I became a board member of the Climate Reality Project. And when you realize that you're working with a Nobel Prize winner, Vice President of the United States, winner of the Oscar with his movie, you have to stop and think, hold on, I'm not working with just any Tom, Dick, and Harry here. And Kofi Annan was one of the 3 people or 4 people that I always wanted to meet in life, together with Mandela. That couldn't happen. Richard Branson I met, and he was very inspiring.
Because you, in was it 2006, you founded the World Conference on...
2008. 2006 was the first edition, was very small. We lost a lot of money.
Conference on Climate Change.
The big one was in 2008 when Gore took part in Barcelona, and I was very lucky because at that moment he was on the crest of the wave. I mean, he's just won the Oscar, he's just won the Nobel Prize, and in Spain he won the Príncipe de Asturias Award. So that was a very successful event. 2 years later we brought it to Marbella with Kofi Annan. I
remember going to see that. That was excellent. Now we have a few minutes left, Pancho, so we're going to take you to your latest invention, Inspire, which is going to be in the...
Be Inspired, it's called.
Be Inspired.
It's a motivational speech. It all started because this summer, after the Joaquin Cortez concert, I discovered that my nephew had cancer. I had to break up the news to the family, and he inspired me. His attitude towards cancer, the way he has been handling his cold disease. I told him, I said, listen, you gotta show people how you can handle going through tough times like you do. And he said, the only reason why I'm able to do that is because I've heard your speech so many times. And this speech is based on my experience with all those celebrities, especially sports people. And because it's a charity in favor of Cudeca and the Cesare Scariolo Foundation, I called some of my friends, Emilio Sanchez Vicario, Manolo Santana, Sergio Scariolo, the national basketball coach, and jungle man Frank de la Jungla.
Frank de la Jungla,
and Juan Verde, of course, to help me out in this conference and inspire people. So the idea is that people that go to the conference on the 17th of December, they learn from top performers, top athletes, great musicians, world leaders, what makes them great, how do they handle stress, and basically to improve in your personal life and to improve professionally. At the same time that you are helping a good cause, which is fighting against cancer.
And this is on the 17th of December?
This is Wednesday, December the 17th, in the Teatro Goya, the old cinemas of Puerto Banús. And I gotta thank them because they've been so helpful. And you can get your tickets for the 5:30 session is in English. The 8 o'clock session is in Spanish.
Okay.
And you can go to El Corte Inglés, Ticketmaster, and as of tomorrow, we'll have beinspired2015.com. All the
So
information.
you'll have your own website.
Yeah.
Well, I will make sure that goes on the Marbella Plus.
We'll appreciate that.
With all the information. And it's been a pleasure. I think we'll have you back on again because I still didn't get to talk about wine, which is what I really wanted to do.
That deserves a full program.
That's a full program.
With a bottle of wine.
We should do some wine tasting.
Absolutely, with
Pancho,
pleasure.
thank you very, very much.
Thanks to you guys.
Now it's over for What's On with my favourite girl with the curls. It's Nicole.